afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on folks. Here, man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube, folks. I just finished a great interview with three lovely ladies in the sport of bodybuilding, legends, coach, and trainer. Shout out to Helen Trevino, shout out to Irene Anderson, shout out to Gina Carvalho, taking the time here, the ladies from T4 Pro, to talk with me. And folks, as you know, this is MuscleTalk Monday, and it's a great opportunity to talk and to share and talk ladies sport of bodybuilding. And I have here a special guest. She just made her IFBB Pro debut just about a little over a week ago. Amazing young lady, and just did pretty good, cracking in the top 5 at the Triple O Pro in the open division. I mean, she beat out a couple of top level competitors. We have here, welcome my guest, the lovely Mrs. Liza Apadaka. And she is an IFBB Pro women's bodybuilder.
Yay!
Yeah, welcome, man, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me here.
Not a problem, not a problem. So this is my first question to ask you. What got a lovely lady like yourself started in sports? I call it muscle and masculinity. Please share.
How I got into the sport?
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, um, well, let me tell you a little bit something about myself. I was married for about 10, 11 years. Um, had 7 kids, got divorced, and the only thing that I could get myself into to get my mind off of things was getting myself into the gym. So I started it just training, just cardio. Didn't know much of the machines, didn't know what to do, the workouts and stuff, and then started building from there. Started learning, YouTubing videos, just watching people work out, and I really loved it. I got into it. I had a lot of people just tell me to compete. They thought, I would be able to have to be able to compete, and so I waited maybe like about a year or so. I ended up getting a coach, um, and we ended up doing figure. We ended up doing a figure show. Um, and that itself to me was very, very hard due to that the diet that I was put on was a keto diet. And it was very, very hard for me. That was just terrible. My first experience was not good. So then after that, I kind of grew a little bit more, kept on training, kept on getting bigger, ended up in physique. Did physique for my second one, did pretty freaking good. Um, I ended up getting into what's it called? It's not masters, but
It's the Team Collegiate. They call it. It's called the Masters Nationals, but it goes by the
yeah,
full name Team Collegiate. That was in 2024, right?
yeah, 2024. And then my coach now that I have now, Brandon Ray, he recommended for me. At that point, he wasn't my coach. I had a different coach. I had switched coaches. I had another one. He was from Venezuela. And so I got my pro card with him at Pittsburgh. But at that time, I was already talking to Brandon Ray about, bodybuilding and stuff like that, because he thought I had the physique for bodybuilding. And so I decided to do both. I decided to do physique and bodybuilding on that show at Pittsburgh, and ended up getting the overall and my pro card and everything as a bodybuilder.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
Brandon. Go
huh?
ahead. Go ahead.
And so after getting my pro card with them, I decided to stay with bodybuilding because I just love the posing to it. Is just for me, it's just amazing. I love it. I love getting big. I love putting on muscle. I want to get bigger. So that just to me that was just perfect. And so now Brandon Ray is my coach now. We've been working together for A little over a year and a half now, and we did our first show on Triple O this last weekend, which we did really good. And so here we are. We're continuing, and hopefully we're gonna do another show coming up in November.
Wow, that's pretty good. I mean, like I said, Brandon Ray, he's I think one of the top coaches, especially when it comes to women.
To women,
I
yeah.
believe, yeah, I think I did quite a few of his competitors. I know some ladies that he's been with, like Angela Yo, a couple of others, this top, women in the sport of bodybuilding in general. And it's good that you found him, and I think he saw something in you that he really wanted to grow and develop. And you did figure, and that was short lived. And what was that experience like that first time when you hit the stage? Being up there, you got to think about it. You're halfway butt naked. You're covered in baby oil and tan, and you got people looking at you, and the lights shining bright on you.
Yes, that first show was very hard for me because not just because it was my first show, but also because I was not used to being in front of public with, like, wearing this, like, just a bathing suit on. And, I've always been very self-conscious about myself. And so that itself was very challenging. But I overcame that. Now I'm just like, all this, like, with training and posing and competing and all this has made me feel a lot more comfortable with myself to show myself and be able to um show people how much you can change yourself and how much you can improve on your physique, and not just your physique but your mental and your emotions and everything like that goes with it.
Hmm. Yeah, because that's the thing is about bodybuilding. It's how you evolve over time. Like the everyday person, they look at it that you're just popping pills and you're just getting all these big muscles and yada yada yada. But there's more to it. The understanding the
Yes,
dieting, the consistency, the workouts, the training, and also, especially being a woman. That's the tough part because you're changing your aspects physically. Like most women, like yourself, like right now she's wearing a tank top, she's all bulked out, she's just barely, 2 weeks from her last show. you know um I think it's just a lot to do when you get into sport and to focus, and also it can be nerve-wracking because you got to think about it. You walk across that stage, you're wearing high heels, you got people looking at you, and you got
right.
to feel comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I
You
think
have
that's
some.
a huh.
Go ahead.
And I think, like, for me, that was like the hardest thing to feel uncomfortable, go through that. It's just yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just I've never done something like this, like interviews and stuff, so I'm a little, so just bear with me. um
That's all right. That's all right. I know it's your first time. Just I'll be gentle, but like I said, just if you feel like I said, this is why I do the. I want you ladies to feel comfortable with yourself, and also the people know who you are. Because like I said, you came on the scene, you're brand new. I didn't know who you were at first till I saw the list, and did a little research on you. Because the thing is, when I doing this content, I want to be aware what's involved, what gets women like yourself, a mother of 7 babies, to be inspired to do a sport like bodybuilding. It's a lot for any human being to
yes,
do.
yes,
Yeah.
it
Well,
is, it is a lot.
mhm.
it,
We
it, it
got
is a
here.
lot.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. Um it is a lot in a way where, because not only do I have to focus on my 7 kids, but I also do have 2 jobs that I do, that I work with, so, and then on top of that, to do the bodybuilding and to do the meal prepping and to do the training and to do everything else. It is a lot, but if you really want to do it, if that's something that, you know it is doable. It
Mm,
is. I mean, the sky is the limit.
okay. Well, we have here some guests popping in here. Shout out. This is my man Lawrence Perk coming through. Says good afternoon, Liza and Apodaca, George and uh, everybody else. I appreciate that. He says, Also, we have here my nephew Alex coming through. He says, "Hey, George, nice to meet you, Liza. I watched these live stream. You and everyone were great at the Triple O. I'm currently working on a poster with all of you to show my support. Take care." That's my nephew Alex. He's not my
Thank
biological nephew.
you.
Yeah, he's a kid I met when I went to Tampa last year. He's a good kid. He's a big fan of you ladies. He's supportive.
Uh-huh.
He even met some of the ladies in the sport of bodybuilding. He's a big fan. So now you did, so you got your pro card in 2024, and I know a couple ladies that did that show. One lady I most definitely was doing women's bodybuilding. This lady I consider a really cool friend of mine. We did an interview a while back, and we also hung out when I went to visit my niece in Atlanta, Christine Ware, and Christine, she turned pro also at that show. I think she did women's 50 plus. And what was that experience like for you that first time when they told you now you're IFBB pro?
Oh. It was, I mean, I can't even express myself how happy and just excited and just, to be able to accomplish that. I mean, that was one of my goals that I've had for a couple of years. And, for me to be able to accomplish that on my third show was amazing. I mean, thankful for everybody from that show. That show actually was very, very nice. Everything was very organized, and just the people there, the competitors were very nice. Um, it was an amazing experience. And I mean, I don't know what else I could say about it. It just, yeah, I felt very proud of myself to be able to accomplish that, especially with everything in my life, so, and it just gave me more motivation to keep on going and continue.
Yeah, this thing is, it's good that when you get to this thing and you find your not so much your motivation, but your dedication to it, the understanding, the factors, the growth as you grow over the time. Because you took a couple of years off. Because again, you're working two jobs. You got a bunch of babies to take care of. You need that time to grow, to process.
Yes. And the judges at that time had already told me that I needed to work a little bit more on my upper body, just a little bit more thickness and bring out a certain parts of my upper body. So that's why I took a little bit of time off. I think I took like a year and some months off, um, to be able to put on, some size and see how much muscle I can put on and within that time frame. So, which way was good, and I really felt like it was needed.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, yeah, it's a process. You don't want to go in there too quick and then burn out. You want to take that time. We got here. Shout out to my man Lawrence. He says, Lisa, keep on doing what you love to do. Everything you do as a mother, so your kids can achieve your goals. I It says, Mom, I can do it. I can do it. You did amazing job at the Triple O Dynasty. I'm proud of you. And also we have a shout out to my man here, Davis, coming through. What's Davis says? Yes, yeah, we'll skip that one. Just talking back and forth to her. This is from Ronald. Shout out to Ronald. He says this. He says, Lisa Apodaca has a beautiful body, and her stage presence was one of the best in the show, along with Patty Hansen. Wow. And we got here from my man Davis Adams coming through. It says, "Be proud, Lisa." So that's good. I mean, like I said, these guys are fans. They love support you ladies and give you shout out. So, folks, while we get Liza here, we're going to do this. We're going to jump to her social media for a little bit. Her link's description of this live. So, if you're interested in maybe reaching out to her, supporting her, if you're someone who has a business and you might want to sponsor her, the sponsorship does help. It covers the cost of travel, the shows, the this and that.
Right.
Bodybuilding is a expensive sport, and she's working 2 jobs and she got 7 babies to take care of. But guys, and I'm gonna tell you this, guys, straight up to you, she's a nice lady. She got babies at home, no weird stuff. Be nice, be kind, reach out and genuine interest. I know guys out there, you can't get weird, but come on, guys. So we jump into social media for a little bit, and here she is, and this is. Wait a minute, give me a second. Give me a second, and here we go. And she's in this red dress. Ow! Who's the gentleman?
That's my boyfriend, Thomas.
Oh, hey Tommy. Yeah, you got a job, Tommy? So Tommy, come on. So yeah, it's good. How long y'all been? How long y'all two been together?
We've been together for about 7 years now.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, and is
Yeah,
he a
big
competitor? Because
supporter.
you got in good shape.
Yes, he works out too.
Hmm.
Yeah, he
And
trains.
who's the gentleman right beside you?
Actually, that guy, I just met him on Saturday. I ended up signing up to this new gym, House of Gains, and he was there. He approached me and wanted to take a picture with me, and he saw me and he's like, "Oh, you look like you're in the whole nother level of this, bodybuilding and stuff." And so he just wanted to let me know how good I've looked and, to keep on going, and took a picture and he posted it.
That's cool. That thing is like there's people out there who love you ladies, who are fans, who support your physiques. She's, here she is from this was in 2023 at the Masters USA's, and that is, that's a show that's a Masters qualification. So
Yes.
how well you did this show? Because I know you didn't get your pro card, but what was your feeling at this show?
At that show, it was really good too. I really got a good outcome of it too. I think I got did I get first? I think I got first place. I didn't get my pro card, but I got um I know I had I think I had qualified for the what's the other, what do they call it?
You probably, because if you don't get your you probably did the overall but didn't get your pro card, because with Master USA's you have to win the overall, get your pro card.
Yes.
And unlike with shows like other shows like nationals or master nationals, if you can sometimes get your pro card in the top two, you know.
Yeah. No, I think I did good. I got a trophy on that show. So I don't remember if I got first or second place or one of those from um I can't remember on that one.
So simple. Here she is with Ronald and hanging out. Also, this picture that I saw a while back, her back. Wow. I mean, do you have a massage therapist? Because I studied a little massage therapy a long time ago. So, I mean, I think you have a beautiful back. I mean, great detail. I mean, what do you feel like is your best physical overall feature?
um I feel like they're my legs, my quads. I think that's my best muscle body part that I have, besides my back. I know on my back, I know I have a really good back. I know that I need to get more of the thickness. I need to get more density. And because when I was talking to the judges, the head judge at the Triple O, he had mentioned that to me already. But not only that, they had mentioned that to me at the when I got my pro card. They had mentioned to me bringing out my back a little bit more, the lats a little thicker. So I did work on it. Obviously, I did get better. It did improve, but it's still something that needs to be more developed.
Yeah, I often have ladies tell me that the back can make or break how you place. Everything else could be great from the front, but when you turn that back, if you don't have that density, you don't have that fullness, you don't have that pop, especially around the traps, the shoulders,
Yeah.
But she does has like this picture here. She has a good amount of width. a little more fullness in the shoulders and in the traps. That's most important because if you look at the divisions now, and we talk about women's physique, women's bodybuilding, you got some women who could possibly do women's bodybuilding. You know,
Right.
hmm like as a competitor, do you have anybody that you admire that, especially in your process and in your time being a bodybuilder, that you respect, admire their shape, the conditioning, and the ethic as a bodybuilder?
Oh, that would be Andrea Shaw.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yes. I just think she's just amazing, beautiful, and just her muscles and everything, just the way she poses, and it's just it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think I like this. I know quite a few that met her and know her. And one of my friends, he's an IFBB pro open bodybuilder, and been around Andrea. Met her, says that George, he told me this: when Andrea's on, she's on. And I say it like this. I refer to the movie The Fifth Element. She's perfect. And I
Yeah.
mean, I'm a fan of Miss Shaw. I think she's a lovely lady. She's really
Yes.
brought a level when it comes to the sport for women's bodybuilding as a whole. She has great look, great femininity, great lines. I mean, she is just the top of the game. Like here she is with City Gillen hanging out. Look at those arms.
Right?
I mean,
I know.
I mean, good God. And also she's party too, so that's not too bad. One thing I want to always bring out when I do my interviews, because this is to quote my other guy: "If you're good at something, Liza, never do it for free." And my opinion is, I always want to shout out my dear friend Eunice Martinez Kitchen of Bad Rap, and she was there at the show. Eunice is my dear friend. She told me she appreciated her when she gave her the towel, and she wants to say you're welcome. When I get to see you. And Eunice was at the 2023 Olympia. And what makes it so special was like it was a little bit after my birthday, and I get this. He says, "George, I'm sending you something in the mail." I say, "What is it?" So I get this. It's a magazine. It's Andrea on the cover. Now, hey, not much. It's a magazine. You can go to a store or anything and get a magazine like this. But what makes this magazine special for me and for me only is that she signed it.
Oh wow.
And even
Right.
doing this content, I've only doing it for a few years.
Yeah.
Going to like I went to Tampa last year, and I met people like Ashley Jones. She was there because one of her clients was making her pro debut that day. Women like Sharonka Hinton, she was there because she lives in Florida, so she hangs out. And then and just meet a poor country boy going to Tampa, hanging out with my dear friend Eunice, get to meet her for the first time. She competed, and I got to meet a legend of rock and roll, David Lee Roth. This is something that was a highlight for my life. And talking to ladies like yourself, like who have a passion for the sport and just have, I think, great potential to grow in this sport.
Yes. Um,
Take
it's
a
I
deep breath.
mean, it's a very nice experience, and then I really want to thank you for doing all of this, this interview, and getting me out there, for people to get to know me and see me, and know a little bit of my life and everything. It's just it's it's a different, it's very different for myself. I think I'm a very just a shy, humble person. And I don't know. I don't like to. Not that I don't like to, but I get really shy around people. And just talking about things. It's just so I'm very um, what's that word?
Let's say like this: you're very introverted. I know that's why a few ladies would say they're introverted, but the thing is, you have potential, and that's what the sport's looking for. Women like yourself who have that promise of potential. And the thing I also learned doing this, you have to get out of your own way because you have to be able to toot your own horn when you go out there on the stage. Because this is the thing about you have to have the courage, you have to have the strength because you're doing something that's very extreme, that's very different compared to the norm. And also being a woman doing this. And that's why I reach out to ladies like yourself Like again, you're brand new to the sport. Yeah, as I go sometimes,
Yeah.
you're fresh and wet on the line, but still, you have a presence about yourself. You have a certain look to you, and I think that's what the division needs. Like when Andrea came in, and she just brought this level of muscle and beauty and style. And the thing is, that's why my channel is about giving women like you. I would love to have Andrea on here. I just had a couple ladies, some ladies who are legends of sport, but that's why I do this
Mhm.
because I want to give someone like yourself a chance to toot your horn and share what really motivates you, disciplines you, inspires you to drive to do the sport.
Um, it's not so much of the, I mean, motivation comes and goes. It's not always there, but my discipline is. That's for sure. I know that I don't miss any meals. I don't miss any trainings, unless I'm like really, really sick and dying. Then obviously, I won't go. But I'm very disciplined with everything that I do. And I think that has helped me a lot to get so far along with this. Um, I love training. I love training. I love training hard, heavy, and it's just something that I see in myself. It's I mean, just seeing my results, my the changes in my body, the changes in my mental with this. It's a whole nother level for me.
Mhm,
So it's like I said, motivation comes and goes, but the discipline is always there.
mhm. That's important because that's the one thing about bodybuilding. It's about discipline, consistency, being patient, being persistent. Because some days, like I'm an everyday person, I my mood could change with the wind. But with y'all men and women who do this sport, you need that discipline, And again, it goes back to people keep thinking, I just pop some magical pills and I can just get as big and yoked as Eliza. But no, you need to be consistent in your training. Understand not just the training about like I was talking earlier with the ladies, how that sometimes not everything's just in the gym. Everything's also in the kitchen, how you cook, how you train.
Yes.
And then you have kids, kids not gonna eat, you gonna eat. You gotta cook for them babies. So what? How are your babies?
How old are they?
Yeah.
My oldest. So I have 7 kids. I have one boy, and he's my oldest, and he's 21. Then the rest are all girls. So there's a 21-year-old. There's 19. The other one is 16. I have twin girls that are 15. I have a 8-year-old, and the other last one is 7.
The 21. He's the man of with the husband gone. He's the man. Saying he's a
Yes.
man now. He's no longer as he's because he's in the house. He's the man. He's no longer as my man Jerome would say. His breath don't smell like Similac. He's not wet behind the ears. So he's a man now, and that's good. I
Yes.
know.
Yes.
You
He's a
know.
grown kid, grown man.
Yeah, I know he's proud of his mother, and he wants the best for you. Because that's the thing is, as my mother, I keep saying this, and this is everybody knows who watch my interviews and know the story. I took care of my mother for about 5 to 6 years. She was sick, and that was my woman. You can ask any boy who's been raised by the mother. My mother was a single mother. My technically, her and my father would get up 55 years, but my dad was living in New Jersey, the last 30 of it. And she was down here with us in North Carolina. And when she got sick, I wasn't doing anything. I stepped up and I had to take care of like this. That was my woman. And as a boy, our mothers is our woman. We can have a wife, a girlfriend. Only person that can take that place outside of you is our children. And
Right.
it's good that he supports you and your baby supports you. And that's one thing. And finding the time to train. You got kids to feed. You got a job to
Yeah.
work. Your job is working medical assistant. What got you into that, and how long you been doing it?
I've been a medical assistant for about close to 20 years now. 20 years I've been doing this. And I mean, I started at a really young age. I think I was like 19 or something like that. I'm 39 years old right now. So I've been doing that for quite a while. Um, and I mean, I love my job. I love what I do. I love working in the medical field. I love helping people. And just because me, myself, when I had my son at, I think I was 17 when I had my son, and ended up getting diagnosed with lupus. So I
Mm.
have a few autoimmune diseases that has put me back quite a bit. And it's been about 7 years now since my last flare up. So it's something that I like to do because, you know, when you have certain medical problems, and the medical field is tough right now with doctors and getting you help and getting you the right treatments and stuff like that. So when you work in the medical field and you're able to help people like that, it's a good feeling.
Hmm.
It's a good
Well,
feeling.
I appreciate y'all medical sisters because you know what? I myself, stuff my mother went through myself. I have a pacemaker. I had it for 12 years. And it was a lot to go through in and out of hospitals. And I appreciate nurses and assistants that provided for us. And
Yeah.
seeing my mom went through when she was sick. And I got a doctor's more tomorrow just to check myself out because it's important that we as people need it. I mean, especially in our communities. You're Hispanic, I'm Black. Our communities never really believed in so much in the medical system because we were never included as much. But now
Right.
we have to be taken care of because, like I said, I have issues. Being that I'm overweight, I have arthritis in both my knees. I got two bad knees. I still call Steve Austin. My family's history with heart issues, stuff like that. I mean, it's good that you found this sport to help you with that because I've talked to ladies who are dealing with either cancer or some kind of other immune disease that bodybuilding helped them because of the training, the diet, the understanding of
Yes.
your health. It's a way that even though it's extreme, but there's some benefits to it.
Yes, it definitely, I feel like it has definitely helped me in so many different ways with my autoimmune diseases. And like you said, with the eating, definitely with the eating part. Because, a lot of people just eat out, eat all these fast food, all this junk food, and all of that is just inflammation to your body. So with me changing my whole diet and just keeping it like clean and stuff like that, it has really helped me with like the joint pains and with everything in general with my lupus. So it's been great. And not just that, but with the training, you know the weight training also helps with with the joints and osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, all that stuff too. So for me, all of that has really helped me a lot with my lupus all these years. So
Hmm.
even if
Yeah.
I was to not do any more, competing and stuff, this is something that I would always continue doing, training and eating clean like that. Because I've seen
Hmm.
the difference on my body for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, we're seeing it right now because, like I said again, she looks really. Like I said, guys, it's been barely 2 weeks of the show. She looks in great shape, and we got here. Shout out to my man Sean McMillan coming through. Says, "Good afternoon, George and Liza. Appreciate you, brother." Also, he says this. Her physique is totally awesome. Also, he says, soon as I saw pics from the Triple O Dynasty, I gave her a follow on IG. Appreciate it, brother. And also, he says this. He says Lisa's physique is hero status, along with Andrea. Yeah, Andrea. And also, we get this from man Ronald. He says Lisa has it all: the muscle, density, symmetry, nice legs, great stage presence, and mature muscles. Yeah, because and she got the mature muscles. That's the thing is that these guys are fans, and they come here to love support women like yourself. But then here's the thing about it: with the everyday person, when you, like I said, I know you gotta, it's about time for summer, about to start, kids about to get out of school, because I think in California, y'all get school year round. What's that like for you when you're out and about, especially with your family and your kids?
Oh my God. Well, it's awkward majority of the time, just because they just stare at us, and one of them is because well, a lot of the times is that they say that I look too young to have 7 kids, and they always ask me if those are all my kids. Even when we go out to eat and stuff like that, it's just and then the not just that, but then they're always kind of just staring at me because you don't see a lot of women out here who have are muscular like this. So it's different. And so when I'm around my kids out and about in the public, they're always like staring, looking, and my kids are always like, "Mom, why are they staring at you?" They always kind of get a little like, but I have to explain to them like it's just different. They're not used to this. So it's just, but it's nice. I mean, we get a lot of attention.
Yeah. I think that's it. With children, they just genuinely love who you are. They're not as prejudiced when it comes to adults. I think I know cases where somebody says it's worse with older people than men, and and just people just it's something's different outside of the norm. Like I said again, you have a nice personality. Miss me see talking to you. If like I said again, with me, I haven't missed my crime, Liza. I am a muscle person. Y'all ladies incite me, all your muscles. I just get a little, but but doing this content and talking to you ladies, I get to learn more about who you are, what drives you, what's your passion. Shout out to my man David says, exactly. He says this. He says also shout out to my man here. Ronald says, ask Lisa if she power lifts also. Her muscles have that very dense, um, massive, mature look of someone that power lifts along with bodybuilding. So, did you ever did any powerlifting during your time before you got into bodybuilding?
At the beginning, I started kind of just doing a little bit of powerlifting, but nothing professional. Like, I didn't compete in that or anything like that. I've always liked to lift heavy. So I started getting into like, deadlifting and benching and stuff like that, but not really into like really professional competing powerlifting. No.
Yeah, I think I got any of you come up with a lady who does both. Her name is Susan Davis. She's a physique competitor, but she's also dipped into women's bodybuilding and masters at USA's last year. She does powerlifting and bodybuilding. People like Angela, she also did some powerlifting. There's
Oh,
another
yeah.
lady, quite a few ladies. That's some ladies. That's how they got into bodybuilding because of powerlifting, because of the stress of the sport. Eventually, they switch over. They want something very competitive, and they still have some aspects, but they also have to learn that politics can maybe affect your overall physique, like blow their waist out. It's good for the heavy lifting, but then it's more of a sport of strength, where bodybuilding is more a sport of presentation.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, we got here a comment from my man here. Shout out to my man here, Sean. It says, Lisa has all exquisite looks with an aesthetically pleasing physique. Also, shout out to my brother from the Female Bodybuilding Forum. Shout out my man David. He says, great to see Lisa. I'm going to interview her soon too. Yeah, yeah, but if I got her first, I got her first. I got her first. Ah, yeah, yeah. See, David, he's my brother. I love him. But you know what? A while back, David has hands on my girl. That's Andrea. I tell David, you went to Arnold a while back. I told David, shake her hand, but you can't touch it. But I'm sorry. I get jealous. I gotta control that. Gotta control it. So anyway, here he goes again, talking about. He says this. He says Susan Matson did powerlifting. He. Dang it, you're gonna gotta Lisa first. Yeah. So yeah, who cares about Susan? So yeah, but that's the thing is about this sport. It's there's guys like this. We are fans. We generally we appreciate your ladies. We respect your ladies. Also, the can be guys can be a little creepy. That's why anytime I do my interviews, say guys
Yeah.
listen to weird stuff because that's the flip side to it.
Right, I know. Yes, and they get very creepy, okay? I mean, you get messages and stuff like that with some weird stuff. I try not to like I don't even open those messages at all, accept them at all because it's just it's that's crazy. There's a lot of kind of weird people out there.
Yeah, because like we sometimes discuss this, sometimes that anything can be easily sexualized. Like, even with muscle can be sexualized because it's something that's different from the norm. And then there's people who maybe not like. I say like this: if you don't like something, don't say nothing. If you don't like this woman, don't say anything. If you do like her,
Right,
be a little bit nice. You be
right.
kind, But again, it's just how it is sometimes. Oh, here he goes again. Says Andre is my woman. Dang it! Hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Hell, I love him. He's my brother. One day we had to fight in the street over my girl. You can keep your other girl, but that's my girl. Anyway, but
Can,
but
can you give me just a second?
go ahead, give it a second, folks. You
Hello.
know, but folks, she's this amazing young lady. I think she has a lot of potential to grow as an athlete, and it's important for us who are fans support these athletes. Reach out and generate interest and see how they grow. Here we get here from man Davis. He says, George, calm down. Nah, brother, I can't. He came in here this is my shit. I built it, me, brick by brick. I don't need another man tell me about what he's gonna do with my woman. You know. So give her more, folks. She'll be back. She got to do some things. She probably got to do some other things. So, folks, this is about if you're really interested in Liza, reach out to her in genuine interest. If you're a company who wants to sponsor these athletes, that's important. They can use sponsorship because the cost of training, the cost of travel is a lot for a bodybuilder. So, one thing I'm gonna ask you: are you a sponsored athlete right now?
No.
Ah, yeah. I think, that's more definitely go back to the idea of sponsorship that does help the cost because for y'all women, bodybuilding is very expensive
Yes.
because men
Very.
have their costs because they have this cost like doing prep because guys do need more food, they do need more gear, stuff like that. But women show days your expense because not only counting the cost of your tan, your suits,
The
going to the
makeup, the
show,
hair.
makeup, hair, motel, travel because you're in California, you have to drive or you drove or you flew to Arizona.
I drove.
So and then with the price of gas, I mean, like gas like this, you might as well just go to the pump and the pump says get butt naked and you just gotta forget it. Here take everything.
Right. Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
definitely does get very, very expensive. Especially with the suits and stuff like that. Just the suit itself is like very, very expensive. So it definitely does, any kind of type of like sponsoring at all, like it helps a lot. I know I have this one person who wanted to sponsor me to do the Toronto show coming up, but I decided not to do that one just because I wanted to take a little bit of more time off just to put on a little bit of more size and see how much more I can grow until my show in November.
Mhm.
So, which was very nice. He was willing to, help me with the cost of the hotel or the room and stuff like that. So anything like that, I mean, it's very appreciated. So,
And you're doing a show in November, and which show are you doing?
what's that one called in Vegas?
Steve Carr.
Yes.
That's a good show. I interviewed a young lady a while back. That's where she made her pro debut. Elizabeth Moline. She was like yourself. In her pro debut, she made the top five. She was fifth. She beat out Hunter Henderson, who was at the Olympia just a few weeks ago. And that's pretty good because you beat out two Olympians, even though they didn't compete in Olympia last time. You beat out Sheena and Mela, who were Olympians, and that's
Oh yeah, that's
so.
another. She's Brandon's client too. Elizabeth
Yeah,
Mullen, right? Yeah.
no. Elizabeth's not her client. She's working with Hel Trevino and the Team 4 Pro. I think I believe who's on that show. That's one of his clients. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it's Hunter, and I know Ashley works with Andrew Vu. Um, I think Marilyn Yee used to work with him, but she used to work with Shelby Starnes. It's quite a few. He has again. The man has a stable. He has a stable. He has a stable full of mares. He was built like stallions. So, but yeah, but that is a great show. There was a show in Anaheim, the Titans Grand Prix, but as you know, this year lost a few shows. This show coming up this weekend is the Puerto Rico, but it's only do the Masters for 40 plus and 50. Only have just saw the list. I saw Ann Gruber, who's going to do both physique and women's bodybuilding, and a lady who competed at the Triple O with you,
Michelle.
Michelle. Yeah, she's doing it. I wish we get more competitors. And as you've been doing this for quite a while now, what is your thoughts of how the divisions have changed and how they altered over the years?
I feel like it's a women's bodybuilding is hard. It is very hard in my opinion, due because every year and it just seems like the women are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just, to get to that point, I mean, health wise and just, the looks for me is just um it's a hard situation because where do you find that line of how much you want to how much are you willing to change your facials, your body, your whole thing to be able to get to that point. um so it just, I mean, to me, I just feel like it just, these women are just like getting bigger and bigger, and it's just, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to compete to that because you know as long as I mean, I want to get bigger and everything, but I don't want to. I still want to look feminine. I still want to have, that nice facial looks and stuff like that. So it's just, it's a hard situation there.
Yeah.
So
Uh, yeah, we want to work in within the level, so you want to grow, but you don't want to go too far. Because that's the thing is, that's the fear about women's bodybuilding. Ladies are going too far. But then you look at it right now, women in physique who are getting big as women bodybuilding.
yes,
You look at girls in figure who are getting big as physique competitors. I'm looking at wellness girls who are getting just as diesel, and they could probably go either way. And then there's a new division, excuse me, fit models. Anytime I just ah ah, it's to me, it's here's my
to
thought
me
on it.
that's a waste of time. But
It's a
yeah,
money thing. It's great entry level division, but here's the thing is, I think it should be entry level division when you are in the amateurs. There's no point to it when you get to the pro level because after a while, if you remember when Wellers came in, those women had a certain look to them. Now you have
yeah,
women who have better glutes and conditioning than women in bodybuilding and physique or even figure.
yes,
Look at the bikini girls; they're getting more shredded. More, they tell them don't want too much styration in your glutes. Don't want to see too much abdominus. You don't want you to have a six pack, because and then you get a back just as wide as a woman in figure. Shout out to our man Sean. He gives me a shout out. He says this. Thank you, Sean. He gives me a shout out. Says, cool Thundercat shirt, George. Thank you. Thundercats are on the loose. I used to watch that show as a kid. Uh, also, we have here, this is from a man here, me, or I can't get his full name here. It says, morning, Liza. He says, morning to you. You know, and that's the thing is that I
really,
think one thing I think after this period of time, as you evolve as an athlete, I think you should consider, what, maybe move up. Like when you were in figure and you were told to go with the physique, and then you were told to go with the women's bodybuilding. I think each athlete over time needs to really sit down and think about where they want to grow in this process.
right.
Yeah. So one thing I often ask you ladies, this is especially, I'm a fat man. I like food, Lisa. I mean, I can't help it. I can't help it. And especially after that long prep, you're tired, you're hangry, you know, you got the baby sitting. Hey, mom, we're gonna cook today. What did you get the chance to eat after? Where did you and your man go for your pre-show supper?
We ended up going to Cheesecake Factory. So we did that after the show. And I mean, I didn't eat nothing crazy. Just all I wanted was just a bacon cheeseburger and some fries. So we ended up having that. We had some cheesecake. And yeah, that was our meal. That was our meal for that day. It
That's
was
good. And you get the joy to taste some real food, something a little sweet, something a little salty, get some carbs in your system. Because this people don't understand. When you're on that stage, you're tired, you're dehydrated,
yeah.
you're hangry, you're just, you're getting rushed backstage, you're getting spray painted, so much involved. But that opportunity we get to go out and just have a nice meal with somebody who
And just
cares about you. Mm.
right, and then just relax and just enjoy that moment, and appreciate the moment of just competing and being on stage and meeting all these people, and um it's just to be able to have that after your show, and just be able to and have that little moment with that person who has been there for you. And I mean, because my boyfriend has been there throughout every single show that I've been in, and he's very supportive. I mean, like, he's one of my biggest supporters. He helps me a lot on all this, and it's amazing. It's nice to have somebody special like that. And not just him, but my kids who have been able to be patient with me, and and give me that time to myself to be able to go through prep without stressing me with so many things that they do and not do and things like that. So it's very nice to have that support from both sides, from just not my boyfriend, but my kids, my family, my mom, my parents. It's
What was that
amazing.
being like, especially from a traditional Hispanic family? What was that conversation when you told your mama, your mama and papa that you're going to be a bodybuilder? I mean, especially I've interviewed quite a few ladies who are Hispanic descent or Latin descent and Asian descent, that because they have very ideals of what a woman should be.
Yeah, it is very different. My mom, I mean, she's never really been opposed to it. She's never really said, don't do it, or you shouldn't look like this, or you shouldn't put on too much muscle. Like, she's always been kind of open to it. She's always supported me on this too, as well. She's seen me change my body throughout these years, and she's always like complimenting me. She's always, she wants me to help her. She asks me for questions, with training and things like that for herself too, because she's an overweight person herself. She has diabetes, she has all these issues too. So for me to be able to help her with that, it's a blessing.
That's good. It's good. I wish I could do that for my mom. My mom's traditional. She just cooked everything in lard, and I ate it like me, and my brothers and sisters, because like
Oh,
I
well,
said, she
don't
has
get
the
me wrong. No, she still cooks like that, okay? She still eats like that. But yeah, you gotta take little steps, little by little, little
yeah.
changes here and there.
Yeah, because I think because you have to change your lifestyle. You have to eat differently. Like I know family functions because it's not that it won't be too long before it starts hitting to summer. Barbecues and stuff hitting around. I mean, like people cooking. You know, the chicken and turkey and hot dogs and I get excited right now thinking about it. But then you have to be smart because I know ladies who went to a wedding and bought their own food. Sometimes it'd be a date night with their boyfriend or their husband. They had to bring their own food because they're on a plan and they want to stick to that plan. But as my other guy, he says like this, says Liza, I never had a plan. I'm just a dog chasing cars. I'm gonna do what I get one. Shout out here to my man David. He says, fit model hot tour. Has Liza been seeing a lot more social media activity since the made her pro debut? She is lovely.
Yes. I have actually, I've gotten so many followers from that since the last weekend. Followers, messages, there's all kinds of, like, just people sending me like, congratulations. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And it's so wonderful how um, so many people are like involved in this and how much they're into women's bodybuilding. It's pretty cool.
Mhm. Yeah, because it is, even though it's a very fringe sport, it's not as popular like you look at football, basketball, baseball, meaning the main street sports. I do content on, I sometimes used to do content on mixed martial arts, MMA, and boxing, especially if you do interviews with women, because my channel is about giving y'all ladies attention. And that's why I reach out to you ladies to give y'all attention, your recognition, to share people that you're not just this big, buff, beautiful woman. You're a mom. You got a job. You have a life. You know, you know that you're just got more than just your muscles. Like there's an old smo saying, "Well, you ladies rock hard. We're rock hard." But to respect who you are as a person, to see you evolve over time. Like I've seen quite a few ladies in the sport that come in, hit the ground running, do pretty well. There's some that like come in just burn out.
Yeah. And that's the reason why we're taking like so many like little breaks in between off seasons and stuff like that, so I don't get to that point. Because I was talking to my coach, and he was like, let's just have you enjoy life a little bit with your family, enjoy your time, this off 4 or 5 months off season, just to enjoy life, and put on some size, still put in the work, and then we get back to work, so that way we're not constantly like on prep and burn out, because I feel like that too. It's a hard thing for the body, right? It takes a lot. I mean, this last prep for me was very hard. It was my first prep with Brandon, so I didn't know the way he worked or how he did the prep. So the last 2 3 weeks of it was very tough. With like, I think we had like 7 days without no carbs at all. It was all just veggies and protein. And that was tough. That was really tough. But you get through it. You stay consistent, and you just push through. It's how bad you want it. And I want it bad. So I'm here.
Yeah, you don't want to get derailed because your baby's saying you're eating a cookie and you smell that carbs. You're like give me that.
And it's
Mommy,
even
mommy.
harder, it's even harder when you are cooking for yourself or you're cooking for your kids, two separate meals, and or you go out to eat and take your kids out to eat to this like, nice restaurant, and here you are with your own little meal, and they're enjoying their own little, eating out and stuff like that. And I'm totally okay with that. I gotta have no issue with that. I have no problem with that. But it's a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't um watch other people eat, and then you're eating this plain, unflavored food, and just but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Totally worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's hard to fight temptation. Like I said again, you eating dried chicken and some rice and a little bit of asparagus, while your kids are eating chicken nuggets and macaroni and
And
cheese
pasta
and
and pizza
pasta,
and
pizza. They're having a burger and they get like, what we have for dessert? Have some cheesecake or maybe a little chocolate cake or apple
some
pie.
ice cream. And it's
Yeah,
it's crazy because my kids still can't, like, they still don't understand how serious of it is. Just because we'll be like, I'll take them to get some ice cream, and then they always be like, Mom, try this, it's really good. And I'm like, I can't.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember Alea I did last week. Her name is Cheryl Mears. She has a colonoscopy back because she has some issues. They went to Japan for the Masters Olympia last year. There, the food was so clean. She ate some ice cream. She ate two bowls of ice cream there because it was so clean. Because like here in America, our stuff is very top. You have a lot of chemicals, stuff like that. And that's the thing is to find the healthy diet, the healthy balance, and also to even respect your children's balances. We got here. Shout out to my man. David says, "That's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome." So now you're planning to do Steve Cart,
Yes.
and what's the day like for you getting ready, training, and especially this show coming up? Maybe get another shot for Olympia qualification.
Um, so wait, what was the question again?
What was it like getting ready for this show, possibly, and maybe get a shot for Olympic qualification? What's the training like you during the week and during the day?
We still haven't really talked about how much, because we are going to do some changes on my training. He does want me to get bigger arms, work on my arms, and like I said, the density on the back. The head judge had asked me to. He said my width was totally fine. He said he wants my shoulders a little bit bigger, so more density, I think, on my shoulders just to make them more wider, just because of my frame. I do have like a wide waist, so that kind of throws me off a little bit from compared to other athletes who have like a smaller waistline and frame to that. So in order for me to be able to kind of hide that a little bit, I think I have to get a little bit bigger from my upper body.
Yeah, you want to be
So
more complete. Like
yeah.
like in the gym. What do you feel like is your favorite and your least favorite workout?
I love training back. That's my favorite. Um, I have I have to say back and legs are my favorite days of training. That I train hard and I go crazy on that because I just love the feeling of it. My least would be like my abdomen. Yeah, stomach. That's hard for me. Stomach and calves. So, and that's one of the things that the head judge had talked to me about to get deeper abs. So we're definitely working on that. We're definitely going to bring that out to improve that. So I want to have the least um, what is it called, comments on that, where like I want to come out and be like, okay, where they can see, okay, she really put on some work, she made some difference, she made some changes, and that's how we're going to come out for this next show.
Yeah, it's good to
So
work on. Also to strengthen your best qualities and also strengthen your weaknesses. You want to be the more complete athlete. It's like bringing in that more smaller waist where you can have a good V section, bringing great abdominals. Your back, it's there. Just gotta bring in more density, and I think
yeah.
you can do pretty good. We have your comment. This is my man Jeff coming to. He says, "Hey George, hey Jeff." He says. Also, he says this, Lisa, you're pretty. I think I DM you. Also, this is from Omar. It says, Lisa, I want you to my trainer. I know what kind of trainer you thinking about, brother. Nah. I got that. Also, this is from Man Sean says, when WPD started around 2012, 2013, compared to now, is it the right? It's night and day. Yeah, because it's different. It's changed. You look at the women like good examples like Cyril Vilgas, who was a champion. You look at Natalia. You look at people like Zama Benta. She's wow, crazy. Her back is crazy. And I think one thing I talk about is how the judges, some of them do pretty good feedback, but others would just give you just the same kind of cookie cutter thing. I think that the head judge was Bill, right, at that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know I saw a video with Sandy Williams and she was there. And I think I sent you that video where she talked about what they want when it comes to posing. Like,
Yes.
and posing is a very important part of your training. You have a posing coach who's working with.
Brandon, I do everything with Brandon.
So he's a jack of all trades. Huh?
Yeah, he does our posing, he does, I mean, yeah, he does everything.
Uh-huh. We shout to my man Jeff. He says this. He has a comment. He says, Lisa, if I DM you, would you want to be a guest on my podcast? Brother, you can reach out, see what happens. You're going to have to take a second billing to David because he's next after me. So he didn't have to get my leftovers. I got it first, baby.
He's like,
I got to
I'm
get it first.
first.
I got first. Like it's like when you get that first girl, you like get excited. And that's the thing. It's for me. It's a pleasure when I talk to women like yourself, and who have just great, as I said again, potential to grow in this sport. Like one channel I follow, and I've done some stuff with them. That is a female bodybuilding channel, and they posted this. And big fans of AJ and JB. If you don't know them, the female bodybuilding channel do interviews, also content on the sport, and especially women's bodybuilding. And they gave you this, the title, and I think you would like this: Rookie of the Year Leader. So they have a thing where they're looking who has prospects, and you're in the running for the Rookie of the Year on the female bodybuilding channel.
I did see that. I'm like, wow. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, AJ and JB are great guys. I've done some stuff with them. AJ can be a hater because he hates on me. Like, hey, brother, you hate the hate can no more. I need your hate. Your hate fuels me. But he's a cool cat. Him and JB, he's come in my lives a couple of times. Um, Here we got here a comment here. This is from a man. Jeff says, Omar, I agree with you. Thank you for agreeing. So, and as a mother, as a woman, what do you feel like is very important for you as in the sport?
um, well, first of all, as a mother, my kids come first. And as an athlete, I mean, it all kind of just it's all just one. You know what I mean? You got to have balance with everything. You got to have balance with your personal life. You got to have balance with your with work and in general too, because that's just how you make your money. And in order for me to be able to compete and do all this, I have to be able to work. I have to have my income. So it's balance in everything. And if you don't have balance, then that's where you kind of get lost a little bit, you know. And I've been able to manage this for quite a while now, with having my kids and work and the sport. So I mean, everything in general is very important for me that everything goes well as day to day. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to how else to put it. Um, Stressful. It's you're gonna have those days where you're gonna feel so stressed out, and then there's days where it's just you know amazing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Um,
I think it's like taking anything one day at a time and understanding, where you want to go when you get into this sport, how you feel about it. It's just a sport you want because this is not like a career. It's a hobby.
it's a
It's a
hobby.
expensive hobby. It's a expensive hobby.
Yes.
I wish, like any other sport, there was more financial gratuity to it. Like you had the guy who wanted to sponsor you for your trip to Toronto. Maybe he'll sponsor you for Steve Cars. Not that far, but he can cover your hotel fees, stuff like that. Um, Everybody finds something in the sport that really guides them. And if it's like I said, and having people like your kids and your man, your family support you, that's important. Like, have your kids ever been to your shows?
No, no. I've never taken them to my shows, and that's just because there's so many of them. And to get them into the show is like really freaking expensive.
Yeah, yeah, because
you
tickets.
know, Yeah,
Yeah,
so I haven't been able to accomplish that. But that's something that I have in mind, especially with like my older kids who are now getting into training and fitness and, working out and they're eating. They see me eat a certain way, so they want to eat a certain way. So for my next following show, I that is something that I was planning to do, to bring my kids and have them experience that with me.
Hmm.
So
Well, I hope you do. I mean, especially your grown kids, they want to be there, shoot for the mama. I wish they would like. I know the cost of tickets, like you got to pay for prejudge, you got to pay for finals. I
yeah.
mean, depending where you go see that, you can see in in the cheap seats, or you sit in VIP. That's a lot, and that's a good thing about like watching. I watch the Triple O on pay per view because I get to watch it. I'm planning on going to the show in a few months because I want to be there because I want to see the experience. I don't go too often because, like I said, I live on anonymous means. I don't make a lot. I'm not a rich man. I wish I can. I wish I had a little deeper pockets where I can do more. Uh, but just being at these shows, meeting y'all ladies up close and personal, and talking with y'all and hear your stories. This is what keeps me driven about being a content maker, especially with you ladies. We have my man Leroy Khan coming through. He says, hello, guys. Great interview. Great lady. Also, shout out to my man David. He says she is rookie of the year. Yeah, thank you. And it's from man Sean. He says Liza is the pro women's bodybuilding rookie of the year, hands down. She's a champ. She's a champ. So, folks, we're not gonna hold her much longer. Because I know she's gonna go to my man David because he can have my leftovers. Yeah, David, brother. I usually get the so that I get David. So that me and David we interchange. So he'll get girls an interview. I get girls an interview because we're like I said. This is the thing is we're guys who are fans of y'all ladies. We want to give y'all opportunity to share your stories. We want to promote you, and yes, we do find y'all beautiful. But we also want to know people recognize about yourself. And as an athlete, like again, one thing I wish I could do is sponsor an athlete. Like I did for the jacket, I was happy to do that. But the sponsor the athlete, and that's the sponsor does help guys. If you're interested in sponsoring someone like Liza, if you want to see her grow as an athlete, but guys, this is what you don't do is say, "Hey, Liza, I saw you last year. You get, no, you sick freak." This is what you do. You approach her saying, "Mrs. Apodaca, we are interested in you, your passion, your story, being a woman raising several children and finding balance in your bodybuilding path. If you feel like you're comfortable with our product, if something that helps you in your process, we would like to sponsor you, maybe have you become one of our brand ambassadors. So, madam, if you feel like this is something that works for you in your process as a bodybuilder and as an athlete, we're happy to help you. So let us know what we can get from you so you can get for us." Sounds good, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Yeah, I wish it. I wish it. But here's the thing is, I see Candace. When we look over some divisions, like we look at the men's division, just saw Andrew Jack walk away with $1 million from his like two shows back to back. You know, then shows like Olympia where Andrea, she's Miss Olympia, but she gets 50K. I met him at Tampa, Derek Lumford. He gets nearly $1 million. I say this as often. For the men, all you got to wear is a pair of banana hammocks and boy shorts. But you ladies,
Right.
y'all put just as much as time, much as much work, and also as much effort. It's harder for you because you're a woman. You're doing something
Yeah.
that's very extreme. And
Right.
again, with society views when it comes to even you don't have to be a bodybuilder. You can be just ladies who are crossfitters, ladies who work and train and just build muscle. They don't compete. They just like to work out and train. Even that offends the sense of the everyday man. But I'm not the everyday man. So, and I know your babies would love to go see their mama and your man be there, and y'all be saying, "That's my girl, that's my girl, that's our mom." And then you got some guys saying like, "Yeah, your mom's really pumped." Hey, and the kids, and then jumping on them, But that's why I say, guys, be respectful for women like this, because like I said again, she's getting a little bit more comfortable. But again, I broke her before David got her. But but that's the thing is, it's about go back to the determination, the discipline, the persistence, the consistency. Sticking to
Yes.
a plan and
Yes.
being committed to it, where it can be easily be derailed by things in your life.
Yes. I do have a goal, and so I do want to accomplish that. And it will happen. It will happen soon. I know that for sure.
Yeah. Here's my man David. He's always says I built this brick by brick. No man, no, this is my channel, man. I built this shit, man,
Right?
brick by brick. You. He's always, and also he's personating me and says, "No D pics, stop it, you freaks." Yes, guys, stop it. I know she's right now, you guys. I know you weirdos out there. I know what you are because I'm one of you. And she's in these. She got a tank top on, her pecs out, her shoulders are out. Come on, calm it down, pull it back. You sick freaks, because I'm one of you. So we're not gonna hold the lovely Mrs. Apadaka too much longer. This is a question I'm gonna ask you. What would you want for yourself out of bodybuilding as a whole?
What do I want for myself? I want to be up there. I want to be up there with all those ladies up there in the Olympia. That's my goal. That's my dream. That's my I want to know how far I can get. That's my thing. I want to know. I want to see how far I can go.
Mhm. Yeah, because like I said, this thing is everybody has that passion to get to the next level, especially if you want to get on stage with people like Angela Yo, who's one of your stable mates. Uh, you look at someone like Natalia Cuejo, who's just another level when it comes to her division, and someone
Yeah.
like Ashley Jones. I get to meet Ashley again, and she even gave me a shout out on my channel, and and just just the commitment and the passion you have for this sport is important. Again, not everybody can do what y'all do and make those sacrifices, and not so much sacrifice and investment in yourself, in your physique, and just understanding what it takes. Most people can be easy to rail. It can be you can go in the gym one day and next day something rains and I don't want to go, but still to find the time to raise your children, to go to work, to stick to a diet, to be consistent, and also to understand what drives you, where most people don't have that same drive. Here we got a comment here. Shout out to my man Leon Kong. He says this. He says, "Good luck to the wonderful lady." Also, shout out to Leon. Says, "Good luck to the wonderful lady." Just say it twice. So, so we're not gonna hold it much too longer. So, you have anybody want to shout out before we let you go?
Do I what?
You have anybody want to shout out before we let you go?
Well, I really want to thank everybody, everybody who's watching, everybody who has, sent me messages on my Instagram, who made comments on my Instagram, who congratulated me, everybody from the show, from the Triple O. Um, it's been an amazing um, process of this whole sport for me. It's so I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank my kids for being there for me and being patient with me and just supporting me on this. My boyfriend Thomas, who has been wonderful, um, and thank you for having me on your show. Um, on this and for contacting me and getting my name out there. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, again, one thing I often say this: one of my favorite movies is the Chris Nolan Batman Begins, and and I love the part in it at the end of it where Christian Bale as Batman. He's my favorite Batman. Says to Gary Oldman as Chief is Commissioner Gordon. He says he was Lieutenant Gordon. He says when Gordon said to him, says, "I never got a chance to thank you," and Batman turned around and says, "You never have to." Because for me, doing this is a pleasure to talk to women like you who have potential, have promise, who have. I would say, if lovely, if I tell you you have a beautiful physique, will you hold it against me? and and really to see the progress, because this is what about. I've been following body for a long time and seeing new women like yourself come into the game and really elevate it, bring a look to it. Even give it. As you know, right now it's a struggle because there's a this, especially for women's bodybuilding, it's a struggle. Fewer shows, but one person told me is it's a consolidation that lesser shows, the more opportunity to see more bodies. Hope we do have some ladies in Toronto because we're gonna have a dead spot in May because we're not in
Yeah.
New York anymore. Tampa, just barely got back to that show because they had to do the same thing last year to try to get the money to get it back. Chicago got kicked out of that. Vancouver is gone because that was the next show for some ladies to do after Triple O. They don't have that anymore. And the Puerto Rico Pro was just doing Masters. And not enough ladies did the Masters. But again, I would say like this: it's up to competitors who want to step up, who want an opportunity to represent themselves in the sport of bodybuilding. Not so much what we want, it's what you want.
Right.
Mhm. So, folks, I want to shout out my guests that came through. My man Leon Kong, my brother David, my man Jeff, my brother Sean. Shout out to my man, you know, Davris, Ronald. All you guys who are here. There's so many of y'all. Y'all came here. I'm telling you like this. It's like the episode of Chappelle's show when with Eddie Murphy meets Prince. And there's this guy. If you remember that scene where this guy named Mickey Free from Shalimar, and they say, Prince got a new, Shalimar got a new girl. She's styling, motherfucker. That's what it's like when you came in. They said, George got a new girl. I got like umpteen guys right now watching this because they're excited when they get to see ladies like you. This is for me, these guys. This is the only opportunity to get to talk to a woman bodybuilder. Even though it's not directly talking to you, but you love the opportunity to hear questions and just really get to know you as a person.
Get to know me a little bit of my life and what I do, and you know, it's amazing to be able to share this with you guys. Just so that you guys can see how a little bit part of my life, my personal life, out of like training and besides the training, the eating, the whole, we do have regular life that we have to deal with on a day-to-day base. So yeah, thank you for this opportunity. I really wasn't expecting to. I really actually wasn't expecting all of this. Um, so it's very very special to me. Very special.
Well, as my other half like to say, he's a particular type of criminal. He just loves anarchy and chaos, and he loves talking with ladies like you, Liza. And he want to tell you one thing, Liza, that you should know: you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about him.
Thank-
I'm seeing a specialist. He's a very dominant personality. But ma'am, I would say congratulations on this new journey for yourself. Best of luck at you at the Steve Carr Show, folks. If you go do Steve Carr Show, that's in
November
November
7th. Yeah.
7th. That's going to be in um, Vegas, just a month after the Olympia. So we hope we might get some bodies like we did last year. Most definitely, we need you ladies and women's bodybuilders to show up the show out. If you order for this division survive, we need y'all to, like this, just like Triple O. We have 14 ladies. Let's have more. I know it's gonna be hard, the cost, everything like that. If you're a guy out there wants to sponsor someone like Aliza, and you have the means and the ways, reach out and genuine interest. Don't be weird. She got a man. I don't want to be hearing Tommy be with somebody in the street, but just understand this is a nice lady. She's got umpteen. I remember this is true story. When I was coming up, my older sister, she's like about 50, 16 years older than I am. And I was really young, and she used to watch me. And then she had a son 2 years later. And I remember one time my mom and my sister were out and about with the four of us younger boys. And someone would say to my mother saying, "What your daughter doing all those boys?" And she'd say, "Two of them are mine." So because my mother had me, she was like about 30 something. She had me, and my younger brother, but my sister, people thought she was my mother. I had to tell you that's not my mother, that's my sister. But I get your point. But shout out to my sister Betty. She's gonna take me to the doctor appointment tomorrow. I love her. She's
Wow.
my big sister. I got two more left. And my other sister Mary, she's been gone for a long time. My father has a daughter, but I don't know it like that. But I grew with them. They were really. That's why I do this. Those three women, my sisters and my mother, are important women in my life. And like your son, you're a important woman to his life. He can have a girlfriend, a wife someday, but if you ever lose your mother, that's something you can never get back.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, folks, I thank Liza for coming through. With best of luck. She's gonna go with my man David later. David, yeah, hey brother, I broke it for you. So she's all she's ready for you. She's ready for you. So, wish you best of luck, ma'am, and we hope to see
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, and we hope to see more of you in the
Thank
next
you.
coming year. You're
Yes.
welcome again.
Yes.
Anyway, this folks email always your page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. Good night, good luck, God bless, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.